The girls got four-wheelers for Christmas. I'm yelling. I don't know why. I have a microphone. Good little machine. Except I've had to fix some stuff. I don't want to say they're cheap. We'll call them inexpensive. Tao Motors, baby. Is that easy to read? I've become very familiar with this manual. As far as four-wheelers go, they're cheap. $500. This is the front brake drum. Brookie heard a little clicking noise, and I couldn't figure it out, but there are 3 bolts that go around. These are kind of cool because they got an Allen wrench in them, like this. I've tried to order this on 3 different places. The order goes through, and then a couple days later, I get an email that says, out of stock, discontinued, not available. So I'm going to get creative. My buddy Dano is a Mr. Fix-It, and we were talking about this. After about 10 minutes of staring at it, he said, get some stainless bolts, cut them, make your own. So that's what we're going to do. Instead of trying to buy this whole piece, which seems to not exist, we're going to make our own bolts. So all I got to do is cut the heads off of these guys. Love this saw. Evolution metal saw. You guys remember me cutting that side of my studio with this cutoff wheel? Normally they have a big cutoff wheel, but this has an actual metal saw blade. It's like butter. You just let the weight of the saw cut the metal. It's cool. I love it. Whoever came up with this, thank you. This is the Tao bolt, and what happened was the vibration just wheeled it out and we lost it somewhere in the field. So we're missing one, and then that loosened everything up and the wheel started wobbling. I took all 3 of those off, and I'm going to make 3 of my own. To do that, see, I got a bolt way longer than I needed, but I'm going to make it a little bit long so I can kind of grind the threads off, but I got to get this off. I got a bit of a gap here. If I set it on my deal, see how it's going to angle? I don't want an angle cut, so I'm going to put a little spacer underneath. Anybody else keep paint sticks? I keep 100 of these. Look, well, I've been using them like crazy, but here's my stack. Anytime I go in, I'm like, can I have a couple paint sticks? They're handy. They're so handy. What I did was I just cut a little sliver of my paint stick off. Nice and level. I need these threads. This handy little thing pushes. I don't want to ruin my threads. So again, thank you, Mr. Paint Stick. Precision cut. I'm going to use it on each side of my bolt. I'm going to do that. My spacer on the bottom, my bolt, and then another piece on this side. That way, it'll hold it in place, but it won't hurt the threads, I think, in theory. You know, when you're fixing crap, you never know if it's going to work. It's like best guess. I want it to be nice and tight in there, and it's not gonna, because I need that same thickness here or close to it. I'm gonna put some kind of spacer in there. Peace out, money. Thanks for subscribing. Looks close, but it's not. Maybe. Oh yeah. And that'll put pressure where I need it. Making sure I'm giving myself enough. Yeah, that's good right there. Safety first. Heads up, camera lady. I think this is gonna go shooting that way. I got a face shield somewhere. No, it's fine. Sure? I'm not gonna try to hit you, but here we go. Where'd it go? And then if you look, I don't know if you can see that there's that little bit of edge on it. I just took my angle grinder and put a flap disc on it. It's just a really coarse sandpaper, and I'm just going to grind off a little bit. They make a tool, which I don't own. I should probably get one. It's like a bolt reamer. Put it on your drill, and it does this. That factory edge is nice and chamfered, or it's got a little edge nice and smooth compared to where I cut. So it would just, gotta test it after you clean it up, make sure it's gonna fit, and look, it threads right in. Look at that. Nice. So this is what the old one looked like. I couldn't get this nut off. So yeah, pretty simple. The only thing I'm missing is the Allen wrench, being able to unscrew it. But I got an idea for that. Just chatting away, not trying to chat, trying to be entertaining. All right, marker. I had it yesterday. It's red because it was the color of blood. And I was like, man, do I have blood all over? No, but I did. I want it to be roughly the same size. I'm not going to be crazy about it, but we're going to go for that mark. 1 down, 2 to go. Just getting it lined up. That's where I want it. And then I'll tighten it up. Again, the wood's locking it in place and protecting the threads. Heads up, camera woman. It's very zen, that chimey noise. I just wanted to stop it to tell you I'm not really putting any downward pressure on it. The blade's doing all the work. So when you see, you're like, why isn't he pushing down on it? I'm just letting the blade cut it. Just zip right through it. Love it. All right, we're going to take my flap disc and just clean the edge up a little bit. We'll test it. Oh, that's good. That's good. I love it. One more. Should probably do some extras as much as this stuff falls apart. But I know the process, if this totally works. It seems like it's gonna. Taking my mark. I'm gonna do it all over again. Heads up, camera woman. I did not lock that one well in place. I'm surprised the whole thing didn't shoot out. First figured out the flap disc when I was carving some wood. Pretty handy for carving wood. This one was a little rough, but hey, we're good. Oh, the Tao motors. For some reason, they attach the motor right to the frame, so it's really vibrating. So I'm guessing all that vibration just kind of slowly over time, this one unthreaded itself. I'm going to use a little thread locker gel. So this will help hold it in place. What I'm going to do is put some thread locker on here. It's like thread glue. So this will help lock it in place. They make some of this that's so intense, you got to heat it to get it off. So I didn't want to do that the way this thing falls apart. But I don't want to have to do this again. My idea to get that tight, I'm going to put this lock nut on there. See if it'll turn the bolt. And if it doesn't, that's fine. I have another idea. Oh, that's tight. It's not turning the bolt. I don't know, this might be dumb. I wonder how many people watch this and they're like, that's dumb. You know what I should do? You know, it's so shiny and silver, I can't tell if it's actually moving. I'm going to make a black mark and then I'll be able to tell when and if. And the bolt's not turning. So, my idea then is to take another one. This should lock right on that first one. And then we should be able to turn the whole bolt if we need to. Oh, I think we got it nice and tight, guys. We'll see if it unthreads when I take this off. But yeah, that was pretty smart making that mark, so I can see this is nice and locked in. Let's do that 2 more times. Probably can't put enough of this on. I don't know how much you're supposed to do, but funny, I bought this Loctite for the 4-wheelers. Axle bolts, axle nuts were coming off. Tao. We'll make our mark, see if we're spinning. A little bit. Right now I'm just trying to get that threaded rod set in the brake drum. As long as it doesn't spin anymore, we're in good shape. Alright, and that is a lock nut. Oh, that twisted the whole thread. Don't like that. I'm gonna have to torque this baby down. Just got to get enough thread exposed so I can put the other nut on and then crank them both down. Hopefully lock it in place enough that it won't spin out when I take that nut off. Seems like it's good. Yeah, that one came off with no spinny. Cool. Nice and locked in. One more. It's hard when projects go well in the beginning, you know. You're like, oh, this is going great, splendidly, everything's coming together. And then you go put it on the machine and it's like, huh, oops. I think we thought through this one enough. Maybe. Gonna go put it on, test it out. These have been like the perfect machine for our little girls. If you want a great little starter quad, is that the cool way to say a four-wheeler? What a blessing for these little girls to learn how to ride the hogs. There's a governor, you can adjust, make them go as fast or slow. All the way open, they scream, it's fun. I ride them, I probably shouldn't. They're made for kids, but they're fun, I like it. Santa brought them at Christmas, so 6 months I've had to, oh, a chain fell off, and then I had to figure out how to retension it. The nuts on the axle spun off. That's when I bought the Loctite. So I got that fixed and aligned the axle. A few brake problems and bad bead on this tire. But yeah, pretty minimal. Hey, here's another fix. Put all my extra parts in my McDonald's cup, right? Why not? Helps keep it all together. These are my brakes. This just slides over top. It's fun. My girls will come in and be like, Dad, I hear a clicking. There's always something. Out of gas, can't get it started, having trouble with something. But she heard a clicking and she was spot on. I couldn't find it. And then eventually I'm like, oh, we're missing a bolt. And the tire was kind of like click, 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 click. Good diagnostic riders. They know to stop when something's wrong. Daddy will fix it. I'm going to get that on there tight. And if you look right there, you just have to align it because there's a hole in that to put the cotter pin. Double check and I got it nice and tight. Might give it one more turn just to see if it does anything. Oh, brakes on. Like, why is that not spinning? Oh, should it spin? It should spin. Oh, I see. When Santa was putting these together, he had this happen too. This channel fits right in here. And I missed that. Oh, Santa missed that. So that locks that in place. There we go. Love it when you remember stuff before it breaks. Got an albino turtle. That was random. Pretty cool though. Lined up that hole again, put the cotter pin in, and then this slides over here like that. If I cleaned up my threads well enough, that should spin right on. Oh, pretty excited when you fix something or working on something and it works. Working on something and it works. Well, I don't want to speak too soon. I got to go test this baby out, but I'll tighten these. I have a impact wrench I should have got and just went, but I don't want to run back down to the studio and get it. We're close. This will go fast. I say that. Doing it. Let's just do it. Legs are going numb. Oh, people sit like that. I was never a catcher in baseball. Probably asking why I didn't do Loctite on these nuts. Because they're lock washers. They got a built-in plastic ring that holds it in place. Not really a mechanic. I've learned a lot, like I said. Thankfully, so far, it's been nothing above my pay grade. Oh, I gotta bend over again. Test it out, kids. It is fun. I told the girls, when you're done riding, you gotta turn the gas off, turn the key off. They're just really good at doing it. Hey, thanks for watching. Right on. Woo! If you want more videos like that, like and subscribe. Not like that. You know what I mean. Just do it. Everybody does it, right? Just hit the button. We're so close. 750 ish.